Come with us on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. We will test your senses and challenge your beliefs. A world where science and religion clash. Or do they? You will meet real people and hear real stories, but you will not believe. You will witness strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
Good morning, everyone. It's another Pleasant Valley Monday.
Another Pleasant Valley Sunday. Monkeys.
I know.
Referring to monkeys.
This is a takeoff of, I played that.
I know you did. You did a great job, too.
Monkeys. Do you watch Monkeys?
I loved the Monkeys when I was a kid.
It was so ridiculous.
Of course.
Yeah.
It was the whole idea of it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I want to go see some episodes.
They're
going to be out there somewhere. Have you seen them?
I've seen them, yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching them a
Tubby
few
or
months ago.
Pluto or
somewhat. I mean, even there's another one, Nostalgia TV or something. I mean, there's a million channels out there. Watch anything you want to watch.
I'm all piled up now because during a Sirius show this weekend, we did a reference to Major League. And I said, I got to watch Major League.
Oh, I love Major League.
And then
the first one was absolutely the best.
Right. That was Saturday. And then Sunday, there was a reference to Slapshot. And I go, I got to watch Slapshot now. Yeah. And then now you're talking Monkeys. I got to go find some Monkeys episodes.
Do you remember the one with Tom Hanks and the all-girl team? Madonna was in it. And Rosie, what's her face? Not Rosie.
A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own. That was good. I enjoyed that.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway.
Yeah, League of Their Own is pretty good, but Major League.
Yeah. Well, today's an important day,
Oh, what is it?
The oldest pitcher pitched a no-hitter today.
Really?
Who would that be? Mr. Baseball?
No, I don't know.
Mr. Baseball.
Nolan Ryan?
Mr. Baseball.
No, who? Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson.
Was older than Nolan Ryan when he pitched his last no-hitter? Okay.
Do I have to go look at
No,
this?
you don't. I'm just surprised. I'm not disputing. I'm surprised.
Well, maybe let me see what the information. Maybe it's just off a little bit. I don't know. According to this, American baseball player Randy Johnson became the oldest pitcher to throw a perfect game.
Perfect game, okay.
Yeah, with the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Atlanta Braves.
All right. I'm not sure Nolan ever pitched a perfect game.
That's what did I say? The last no-hitter? I thought I said no-hitter.
You said no-hitter.
Oh, perfect game.
Yeah, Nolan's pitched 7 no-hitters.
So what's the difference between a perfect game and no-hitter?
Nobody reaches base in a perfect game.
Okay.
No errors, no hits at Batman's, no walks, no nothing.
Yep. A little fuzzy, but that's fine. But
I talked this weekend on the Sirius show. I talked to Tom House. You know who Tom House is?
Tom House?
Yeah.
I have echo on you.
I know. I get a little echo too.
Okay.
So we were talking about before the show. I got to track that down. But now it just sounds
it says right in the opening, put a disclaimer. You'll hear strange things.
That's right. It's whatever's strange going on with your show. I talked to Tom House on the weekend. Tom House caught Hank Aaron's 715th home run.
Oh, who cares?
Well, really? He was in the bullpen for the Braves, but he went on to coach pitching, and he coached Randy Johnson. He coached Nolan Ryan. He coached Greg Maddux, and then he started making a career in football. Coached Tom Brady. Coached Drew Brees.
Really?
Yeah. The only guy who's ever coached Nolan Ryan and Tom Brady. I mean, can you imagine?
Not bad at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking about the
brilliant man,
Red Sox, we always hear about Big Papi and Pedro. I mean, I love them both, but we always forget about Louis Tiant.
Oh, love Louis.
He was a dude, wasn't he?
He was a dude.
Oh, and he was such a hot ticket too. Yeah. I really enjoyed him. But you never hear anything about him. I don't know why.
He's got a stand on Yawkey Way. It's not Yawkey Way. What is it now? I forget.
Oh, yeah, it's not Yawkey Way. Let's just take his name and throw it in the trash. Because he brought baseball to the city. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the owner couldn't sleep. It was haunting him. Oh, it's simple.
Assholes. Did I say asshole on the air?
Yeah.
Well, I meant it.
He has a sandwich shop.
Does he really?
On what used to be Yawkey Way. I forget what the hell it is.
Himself, he owns it.
He owns it, but he's there quite often.
Is he really?
Yeah,
what a hot ticket. I love it.
You can go get a Cuban
Big
from him.
Oh, yeah.
You can go get a Cuban from him, and oftentimes you'll see Louis Tiant sitting there. Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yep.
Yeah, I liked him.
Who is, I contend,
okay,
Big Papi was the most important player in Red Sox history. Most impactful player in Red Sox history.
Hell no.
Over Ted Williams, over Pedro.
Over Yastrzemski.
Over Yaz, yes. What did Yaz win? Yaz didn't win anything.
67.
He didn't win anything. They lost in game
Do you
7.
know how many freaking titles he won?
What, batting title?
Yeah.
How many?
I don't know. I asked you. Didn't you hear me ask you? It was a question. It
I
wasn't.
don't think there were a ton.
There were a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember home
won
run
the Triple
titles,
Crown.
home run. Oh yeah, Triple Crown. Yeah.
He had.
Don't shortchange him.
I'm
And
not
he was a great fielder.
I'm not sure.
Better than Williams was. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah.
Not taking anything against Williams. Williams was a.
I'm not
awesome
shortchanging Yaz at all. But David Ortiz.
Only because of modern times. Look, wait till we get back 20 years, and then we can talk about who the greatest
He
is.
won championships for this team, which Ted Williams didn't do, which Kyle Yastrzemski didn't do.
You got to have the team around you too. You know that.
I understand.
So look at the ones Pedro had with him.
No, Pedro won a couple. Pedro
with the crazy dude there. I loved him too.
Pedro's on the Red Sox Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
David Ortiz and Pedro are on there.
Yeah. What about the guy who went to the Yankees? The pitcher,
Sparky Lyle.
No,
Yeah.
No, the one we always hear about, the big pitcher.
Tiant went to Yankees.
No,
too,
starting pitcher.
I don't know.
He ended up in Toronto too.
Roger Clemens.
Yeah.
Clemens, yeah.
He'll be in the.
He's
in
part
the
of
Hall
the
of Fame.
discussion.
Yeah.
But he didn't win anything with the Red Sox either.
I love the '67 Red Sox because
Well, of
they
course.
we
all do.
Yeah, but that's it. They were just guys. You know what I mean? They weren't the big names.
And the Red Sox wouldn't be what the Red Sox are now without the '67 Red Sox.
It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Anyway,
but the 2003 Red Sox were as likable a team.
I can't remember.
They were just.
I kind of got shut off once they get rid of what's his name.
Bunch of nobodies, and they just went out and won a championship. They just dirt dogged it the way to the championship.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was Mal. What the hell's his name? Mal. I can't remember names. Why am I even bother? Move on.
Yep.
Today also on this day was the first Kentucky Derby.
Oh really?
Yeah. And
what year was that? Oh come on! If it's you got to know the year if you're going to go anniversary.
Well, you took me off on other things, and I can't do everything. 1875.
Wow.
The winning horse was Aristides, Arstides.
So just to wrap this in a bow, because that's what I do. I'm a talk show.
We're having a bow.
I'm going to wrap these two discussions in a bow. My cousin grew up in upstate New York, and we still take his father out like once a year to go to Saratoga.
Oh, that's
for the races in Saratoga. There are a couple tracks in Saratoga, but the older thoroughbred track.
Love the track.
The older thoroughbred track was 50 years old the day Fenway opened.
Ooh, how you like that?
It's a beautiful old building. I mean, it's just like you're like in another time when you go to this place. It was 50 years old the day Fenway opened. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. Now, boy, that echoes here. I'll have to calm down a little bit.
It's all right. It just sounds like a nice sound effect.
Anyways, you, as you told me, your lovely Janet, won on the Kentucky Fried Derby. Kentucky Fried Derby.
Yes, she did.
But the horse was disqualified,
she
right?
hit it big. Yeah, but the payouts don't change. And they haven't really disqualified him. They haven't vacated the win either.
They haven't yet?
No.
Oh.
And I doubt
they disqualified the trainer.
They suspended him.
Yeah.
But he ran in the Preakness on Saturday, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true, too.
What was interesting about that was I dug into the history of, there's only been one horse disqualified from winning a Kentucky Derby, and that was Dancer's.
It was Trump's.
No, it was Dancer's Image. And that,
I remember Dancer's
Image, and the farm that he was raised on is up in Rye. I think it's Rye, or it might be the next town over or something. And I was checking my own memory on it while I was talking about it, and I started reading in the Dancer's Image, and there was a whole bunch of stuff I didn't know. The owner of it, and I forget the guy's name, suspected that that Dancer's Image was going to be sabotaged to the point where he asked for extra security at the Kentucky Derby.
Really?
For his stall, because he thought someone was going to go in and sabotage it, because apparently he was I don't know, I guess in the day they would consider him an activist. The race before Dancer's Image won the Kentucky Derby, he won a race, and the guy gave the purse to Martin Luther King's widow.
Oh, that's nice.
for her charity organizations and got a lot of blowback for it, apparently.
Of course.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to blow back about anything you do.
But politically, he was
If you pick your
unpopular.
nose, they're going to blow back on it.
Politically, he was unpopular. And again, and this might have been setting up his own subterfuge. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
But he had asked the people at Churchill Downs for extra security for the stable because he had suspected someone was going to sabotage the horse.
Yeah, looks like they did.
Well, that's his story.
And do you know when Randy pitched that perfect game?
No.
2004. Wasn't that long ago?
Yep.
In 1953, Jacqueline Cochran became the first woman to break the sound barrier.
Oh, wow.
There you go. I'm surprised. My wife can break the sound barrier talking to me.
Was she a Navy pilot?
No. Anyway.
So how did she break the sound barrier?
And a jet. She didn't run.
Whose jet? Her own jet? She built her own jet?
I don't know. I'm not going into details.
Okay.
These are just little teases before the real story.
So she went into a garage and she just put together a jet that could break the sound barrier?
I'm sure she was a pilot.
Yeah.
There are women pilot, you know.
I understand.
During World War II, there used to be women pilot in England that took the fighters from the factory to the airstrips.
I'm not questioning the piloting. I'm questioning where did she get the plane?
Amelia Earhart sailed around the world.
Flew around the world.
No.
Didn't make it.
Debatable. Yeah. Not that you know of. How do you know she didn't?
I don't know.
How do you know she wasn't beamed up by aliens?
Ooh, good theory.
I saw one time. It was like, I don't even remember, some obscure thing, but it must have been one of those channels, but they came there and it was like all the things that had disappeared. They were like all there. Mary Celeste was there, but different ships that had disappeared, Cyclops, the Amelia Earhart's plane, whole things that disappeared were all in this portal. What it was is they had all gone into this portal and ended up sort of like I think it was
like
Bermuda
the
Triangle.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah, I think it was. Now that I think of it. There's been some crazy shows.
What's the Cyclops? I'm not familiar with the Cyclops.
That was a big freighter that, yeah, we can talk about disappearing ships another day, but we had to get it. But moving on to our real stories. On this day in 1933, the U.S. government established the TVA.
The TVA?
I'm testing your knowledge of history.
The TBA.
TVA.
Oh, TVA. What?
TVA.
What year?
Like BD.
Yep.
And VA.
I got it. What year?
1933. Not you're a stickler for years. So.
No, I'm just trying to get the context of
you
the
learn
times.
this in school, in history.
So it's TVA?
TVA.
I was going to say television, but 33 seems a little early for television. No, maybe not.
Tennessee Valley Authority.
Oh.
That was like a big thing in high school.
Yeah.
Of course, that was back in the 50s. But yeah, TVA was a big thing. So anyway.
Explain it.
TVA was basically a series of flood control dams and electrical power units in the Tennessee Valley and its tributaries to convert power. It's the biggest power producer there was at the time anyways. But the Tennessee Valley, now you know Oak Ridge, right? You've heard of Oak Ridge.
Heard of it. I don't.
Right?
I'm not sure I could pull out a story on it, but I've heard of it.
Oak Ridge nuclear power plant. Not power plant, but it produces plutonium.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. It's in Tennessee. So, you know who John Hendricks was?
No.
Uh-huh. Let me take you down memory lane. And let's see. John Hendricks was born on November 9th, 1865 in Anderson County, Tennessee. In his early 20s, Hendricks married Julianne Griffith of nearby Morgan County, and they had 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
The Hendrick family lived on a hill that is located above the present site of Bull Run Fossil Plant in Claxton, Tennessee.
Fossil fuel plant.
Fossil fuel.
Okay.
Tragedy struck the Hendricks clan when John's 2-year-old daughter, Ethel, died of diphtheria.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Julianne's grief over the loss of her youngest daughter turned to anger at John, whom she blamed for Ethel's death. Typical.
Happens quite often, though.
It's the husband's fault.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that happens an awful lot. But,
yeah. John had spanked Ethel, and she became sick.
Oh.
So now we're taking...
spanked her to death?
Yeah, he spanked... No. Okay. He spanked and gave her a disease.
Right, yeah. Well, it's the same thing.
Isn't that woman thinking?
Don't drag me
Connect
into
the
this.
dots.
Yeah. Don't drag me into this.
Okay.
You're on your own on that path.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, another turn, Julianne left John and took the 3 remaining children to Arkansas, where she remarried. So she didn't even divorce him. She just took the kids and ran. So
She remarried without divorcing him?
Evidently.
Okay.
After the loss of his daughter.
I'll tell you what. That'll save you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Although in her case, she could have got some money from him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, maybe. Yeah, nowadays it would have, but not back then.
Mm-hmm.
After the loss of his daughter and the heartbreak departure of his family, John was drawn to religion and mysticism.
Interesting pairing, but okay. Yeah.
Hendrix, listen to this part. Hendrix, no relations to the other Hendrix, musician.
Oh, Jimi
Plays
Hendrix.
the guitar.
I know where you're going. Singing George Hendrix, the ball player.
Yeah, there's another one. Okay, I'll give you that. But you didn't say anything. You just
Hendrix,
froze like
Hendrix,
a deer in a
NASCAR
freaking
owner.
Street lights.
I was just waiting to see where you're going to go. I didn't want to jump the gun on you.
So you just give us dead air instead. I blame you.
It was a split second.
That's too long. So, anyways, Hendrix retreated to the woods for 40 days and 40 nights. He slept on the ground and prayed, believing that his act of faith would bring him divine revelations.
Okay.
Could work if you can do it, I guess.
Yeah.
John Hendrick began to have visions, and he began to share them with the community. But his powers were not appreciated by his neighbors.
No drugs at all involved.
No drugs involved. 40 days and 40 nights in the woods.
In the woods,
crazy anyway.
And you're seeing visions.
Yeah.
No drugs at all. I'm convinced.
Well, this is 1860s.
There were drugs in 1860.
Yeah, that's true. But no drugs. I'm absolutely sure of it. He was religion and mysticism, so that can pretty much blow your mind anyway. Local authorities.
Those are all synonyms anyway: religion, mysticism, and drugs. So.
That was a cheap shot.
Shouldn't have gone there.
That was a cheap shot.
I wasn't thinking.
Cheap shot.
Okay.
Anyways, local authorities assumed that Hendrix was
insane, crazy.
Yes. What was there a pause in here? Is a delay in the microphones?
I don't know where you're going. I just want to give the right answer.
Okay. We mean the right answer. You give your answer, not the right answer.
Plus, I'm working on the echo in my head. I'm trying to figure that out in my head. Yeah.
And imprisoned him at the county farm, also known as the poorhouse. Remember the poorhouse?
Sure. Yeah.
I think I live in it now.
I wish there were poorhouses now.
Some people belong in poorhouses. However, Hendrix escaped and declared that God would burn down the farm within a month. As Hendrix predicted, the building caught fire after being struck by
lightning.
There you go. See, that was quick response. You followed the story. You
really
jumped right on it.
Really wasn't any other alternative there.
I don't know. It could have been struck by a car like they do nowadays. Every building's struck by cars.
There's a point where correct predictions do not work in your favor.
Really?
One of which is when you predict that a building is going to burn down and it does so exactly. That doesn't work in your favor. I'm sorry. That's an exhibit in a court case is what that is. It's not a prediction.
I was struck by lightning. I'm sure he doesn't produce lightning.
Who saw the lightning strike?
Oh, they did, evidently.
Yeah.
But wait.
There's more.
Some people began to fear Hendrix as a witch.
Oh.
There you go. Throw him a witch.
So he conjured up the lightning.
Yep.
Okay.
Most members dismissed his visions during his lifetime. In other words, they said, "Yeah, full of crap.
He's just on drugs." Yeah.
We leave off the drugs for God's sake.
There's clearly drugs involved in this story.
There's no drugs.
Okay.
It's clearly evident you have nothing about mysticism.
He was out in the woods eating
go
mushrooms.
Climb to the top of a mountain and sit there and you're going to see visions. Trust me.
He was out in the woods eating mushrooms. Let's call it for what it is.
Yeah, if you say so. Anyway, Hendrix's most startling vision predicted monumental changes coming to his hometown. As described in never mind. So whatever.
What did you just censor there?
Nothing. He made it just said as described in the Oak Ridge story by some jerk, whatever.
An attribution. You just
attribution.
cut out the attribution.
We don't need attributions. Yep. It's coming from me.
This poor guy did all the work, and you just cut his attribution.
I'm on the internet. He didn't do anything.
I gotcha. Yep.
Okay, this is Hendricks speaking. I tell you, Bear Creek Valley someday will be filled with great buildings and factories, and they will help in winning the greatest war ever. And there will be a city in Black Oak Ridge, and the center of authority will be on the spot middle way between Shriver Tarlock's farm and Joe Pratt's place.
Joe Platt.
very
specific. Yeah.
Specific. A railroad.
So he had time to write this prediction down in between his visions and his mushrooms and whatever the hell else was going on.
Will you lay off the poor guy?
Yep.
A railroad spur will branch off from the main L&N line and run towards Robertsville, then branch off and turn towards Scarborough. Big engines will dig big ditches, and thousands of people will be running to and fro. There will be they will be building things, and there will be great noise and confusion, and the earth will shake. I've seen this coming.
What year is this again?
1800s.
Oh, 1800s. Okay.
All right.
So that's before World War One.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Before everything.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good prediction.
Yep. In this account, it is believed that John Hendricks foresaw the establishment of Oak Ridge, the pivotal role in helping the Allies win World War II and developing the atomic bomb. Excuse me. Hendricks' specific predictions about the locations and center of authority in certain railway lines were proven accurate. How do you like that?
I like it a lot.
Yeah. John Hendricks married again.
Fool.
He wasn't smart enough to do it.
And secondly, as a fool thing, did he invest in any of this? Did he?
No.
No.
He was a fun. John Hendricks married his second wife, Martha Jane Gregory, in 1908. So it gives you roughly, we're even before he married her after the beginning of First World War, right?
1911.
1911, yeah. So even before the First World War. Mm-hmm. A year later, he gave birth to a son. Sadly, Hendricks contracted tuberculosis, which may have been related to his nights sleeping on the freezing ground in the cold winter.
Yeah, he didn't see that coming, did he?
Hendricks' stepdaughter and her son took care of him as his condition worsened, and he ultimately passed away on June 2nd, 1915, at the age of
87.
49.
Today,
visitors to the Sigrid City, which is what they call Oak Ridge, learn about the prophet of Oak Ridge. And at the John Hendricks Memorial Prayer Walk.
Oh, I see.
This is a easy half-mile nature trail that tells the story of John Hendricks in a beautiful outdoor setting. For more information, contact the Oak Ridge thing.
It's an excellent prediction. It's a little generalized, but it's
no. How do you say generalize?
Well,
what do you want?
Predicting development in the United States, predicting
where it was developed, predicting the greatest war of all time, predicting that this place would win the war, predicting the railroad spur, where it was, predicting where the buildings were.
Fair enough. I don't want to.
You sound like Joe Nickel.
I don't want this. Joe Nickel.
Yeah.
Who's Joe Nickel?
Side cops. No, that's what they used to be called. They're called something else now.
Okay.
He's an English teacher that debunks everything.
You're right. Yeah, there was some specifics involved in it.
Pretty specific stuff.
Yep. So
give him credit for that, whether you believe it was from God or whatever, or mushrooms.
Well,
it is what it is. It's something. See, we have a tendency to do this, and it really irritates the crap out of me, right? You get something, and you get some information like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can get specific things, and you can say, okay, he was right on this, he was right on this, and he was right on this. Or if he wasn't right, you could say that.
Sure.
But to just dismiss the whole thing is ridiculous. And a lot of people do that. Like, oh, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So this brings me to my next story.
Oh, good.
All right.
Now that we got you riled up.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is,
Go
and
ahead,
we
I'm
deal with
listening.
this on the show a lot. The problem is there are a lot of charlatans out there, and a lot of things have been foisted on us in general.
He had no alternative motive. He was an idiot walking around town telling stupid predictions. Slept on the ground for 40 days and 40 nights.
What alternative motive did the ghost testicles guy have?
Because they did it for science.
They did it for science. Okay.
They were solving
made
problems.
A pretty good amount of money too, by the way.
Oh, there's the other one. There's two different ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember. There's the doctor and Sam Quentin, and then there's the other. And if you don't know what we're talking about, goat testicles, you can go back at either last week's or the week before show. And
we did a couple weeks on transplants of testicles and then eventually goat testicles in men with a prison surgeon and another guy who was just making a business out of it.
Yeah.
What did I say was inaccurate? Don't go, whoa.
No. I just, we didn't do one on testicles.
We did one on testicle transplants. That was the prison guy.
Yeah, but I talked about the goat guy at the same time.
Oh,
he got transplanted the goat thing. And even the other guy did injections of different things.
Yes, but he was transplanting young testicles in old men.
That was his primary thing till he ran out of young men. They were only killing so many at San Quentin. So you heard of the Mothman, right? Now, this is a case where I'm telling you about people pick and choose things.
That was an X-Files episode, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Love X-Files. Well, I love the ones on weird stuff. I didn't. The UFO conspiracy stuff got kind of like, lame.
So often happens in television series. The overarching plot was not good. The little individual stories for each episode, those were excellent. But the overarching plot was just. Yeah.
Do you remember Kojak, the Night Stalker?
I don't specifically.
If you haven't
remember
watched it, you've got to watch it.
Okay.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
All right.
It's all little Kyle Kojak.
I remember it existed.
Works for you and UNS or something like that. I don't know.
Wasn't the guy in the Christmas story in there? Didn't he? Star
That's the guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name either.
Yeah. But Gavin McGarren.
He had the plaid jacket and
Darren McGavin.
The hat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he had a seersucker suit.
Seersucker suit.
Yeah. So,
like I said, I remember it existed, but I don't remember watching it.
So the Mothman is a series of events that occurred back in 1966, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this guy come up with his theory of what the Mothman was. And you've heard everything from Barnhouse to everything else, right?
Yep.
So in February 2014, in Soldiers of Fortune magazine, an article appeared on the matter of Mothman. The UFO mystery solved. The Mothman were actually Green Berets.
Interesting.
The article written by, I will give him credit, Harold Hutchison.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. And Laura Coleman, you know him. He's a cryptozoologist. He's got that crypto museum up in Maine, which is pretty cool, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And an expert on the Mothman phenomena. Said the article surfaced. Author Harold Hutchison writes that Special Forces operations near Point Pleasant, West Virginia, were testing high altitude and low opening halo parachuting. You know, they jump out of the plane at nighttime.
Yep.
And for use in Vietnam. And according to Hutchison, the jumpers used glow-in-the-dark paint.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
To be seen during the tests. They also wore night vision goggles. So what they're saying is these paratroopers coming through, and of course the Army denies this. Right after that.
Yep.
Came through, and the Mothman is supposed to have red eyes, so they're saying the reflection off the scope. So so it's solved.
I don't know. It's a good theory. It's an interesting theory.
Of one particular night.
Well, I'm sure they ran these ops more than one night.
I don't think so.
Why would they? They wouldn't run an ops just one night. They have to go back and redo them, right?
But Hutchison said many of the tests that were occurred near Point Pleasant. Many occurred.
Well, okay.
Jumpers used paint and temporary glow in the dark to keep track of personnel.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how this works, right? Listen, if say they did this jump and someone saw something and started talking about this Mothman going around, right? You know
I get that.
that there'd be other sightings just because you put it in people's heads.
Yeah, but it's one thing where you have, okay, I understand where you're coming from, mass hysteria, basically.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But when you have actual independent reports
Yeah.
of physical contact, for instance, then
It was more than I think I saw a Mothman. A lot of these stories was more than I caught a glimpse of a Mothman.
Yeah, he was on my car roof. He scratched the roof. He did this. He did that. Police saw him. It's a whole story.
Green Beret lands on some guy's roof.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
No, they wouldn't do that.
You can definitely, yeah, because he had wings too.
Well, how else would you end up on the roof of the car?
With wings?
Yeah.
Maybe he had a jetpack back in, when the hell was this? 1966.
I don't know.
See, we barely made it to the moon, so I guess we could have jetpacks.
So what if Sasquatch was a sniper in one of those little camouflage
I
suits?
love it. Yes. Yeah, the one with all the hairy stuff.
Right,
Yeah, I like it. We're explaining everything. Blame it all on the Army now. You're talking like a wife.
Well, it's all of Area 51, right? It's all Army stuff. What do you make?
Point Pleasant, West Virginia is not that.
What do you make of this whole? Now that we're on this sort of thing,
okay.
What do you make of this whole armed forces sudden forthcomingness about UFOs?
It's a thing.
All of a sudden, they can't stop talking about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like you feel like we're being distracted by something.
Yeah.
That this is because the Army doesn't tell us anything. The Army is like Bill Belichick, doesn't tell us anything.
Exactly.
Armed forces. Now all of a sudden they're on 60 Minutes. They're on. It's like stuff's coming out. Generals are talking to people. It's like, why all of a sudden are they so forthcoming?
That's what I always said that, and you stole it on me. I noticed that if there were UFOs at Area 51, Trump would have tweeted it, and so we know.
You think Trump would have kept quiet?
No.
if they had the UFO briefing, like they showed him
he was the worst orator in history. I mean, there were other guys that were, like Bush and stuff. I like Bush though.
That's what turned me off of the Democrats so much. Say what you want about George Bush, and I didn't agree with everything, but George Bush was not a bad guy.
No,
and he was not stupid. He had degrees from Harvard and Yale. What do you got? He was not a stupid man. He was not an evil man.
Remember that stupid guy that was running for vice president or something, and they just drugged him out because he misspelled potato or something? I forget what the hell that was.
Yeah.
I can't even remember his name as it goes into obscurity.
And again, you can say what you want about Mitt Romney, and I'll join in here and there, but Mitt Romney is not a bad guy either. Oh. He's an idiot. Oh. At times, there's no doubt about that.
I used to like him.
I know I used to like him too. Well, it's just like Baker, Governor Baker. I used to like him too. I used to love him.
I'm okay with Baker.
Yeah,
he's not like a true Republican, but whatever. I'm okay with him.
He's Massachusetts.
Yeah, but he's done a good job, I think, on the whole, considering where he is and everything and what he has to do to do it. I mean, Massachusetts is a sucky.
He vastly overreacted to everything. I think
it is what it is. We lived, we survived, we go on.
But the whole thing with Mitt, when they started to tell the story about him putting the dog in the crate on top of the car, that's a little hard to defend.
I don't know.
For a dog person, I don't know if I'd be doing that.
Do you remember Dukakis in the picture of him in the tank?
God, yes.
It's terrible what media can do to you. It's like destroy you in that.
I was doing some.
One guy I can't stand him, and I want to get this out before I forget, is that John Kerry piece of crap he is.
That's not even too strong.
Two his medals over the wall, except they were somebody else's. They weren't his. Yeah. Whatever. Move on.
Duplicitous scumbag.
Yeah.
I was working for. I was working off and on.
We just lost a lot of Democratic listeners.
I don't care. Listen, if you like John Kerry,
good for you.
You don't need to be here.
This is our opinions, not you can love them.
I was working for New England Cable part-time, and around when Dukakis was governor and stuff like that. Yeah. He was a very small man.
Oh God, was he tiny?
He was tiny. He was scary tiny. Mm-hmm. What's he doing? He's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His what was it? His mother aunt. She just died. The actress.
Olympia.
The Olympia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have something for you.
Okay.
And this goes back with what else we were talking earlier prior to the Mothman. And were you a Boy Scout at all?
For about 10 minutes, yeah.
10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thrown out, so. Did you find out? Do you know why I was thrown out?
No, why were you thrown out?
We had a big camporee, and I made a tent out of old army blankets. You know, the old,
Yeah.
That was good. I was pretty in juniors.
I would imagine, yeah.
And so one day I told the signal. I says, when I put the flag outside the tent, we're gonna play cards inside. So I put the flag out.
You were running a gaming operation?
So I put the flag out in the sink, and the tent, and we went inside. And of course, the scoutmaster came in, kind of next thing down. The only problem
was money changing hands.
Yeah, like
yeah,
chimp change.
Still,
the only problem with this idea was that the flag I hung out was a Nazi battle flag.
It was not.
Yes, it was. I had a Nazi pennant, which my dad got from the war. It was a pennant shaped like a regular thing. It was just all red, and it had the swastika on it.
Yeah.
And they threw me out.
They threw you out for that.
And they confiscated my flag too.
They threw you out. There was no conversation no. Ron, maybe you shouldn't be flying Nazi flags.
No, none at all.
Really? So it was cancel society back then.
Oh yeah. See you later, alligator.
That's a teaching moment. You just Ron, not a great idea.
Yeah, whatever.
So how did you have a Nazi battle?
I told you my dad had it. I've got a Japanese rifle.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I've got, I'm like Kurt Schindler.
So you stuffed this Nazi flag in your duffel bag as you went off in this camporee.
My knapsack.
Knapsack, yeah.
Which was military knapsack.
Yep.
From the war.
Yep. So that was the flag you chose.
Army blankets from the war.
Yep. Nice.
Well, that was the only flag I had. So we gave this signal. I had to have a signal to let them know what game was on. I thought it was a good idea at the time. Evidently, the people weren't as liberal as me.
You knew what it was.
Back in the day.
You knew what it was.
It was a Nazi pennant, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, whatever.
And you knew who the Nazis were.
Yeah, but whatever.
I know. I understand. It doesn't make sense.
It's a piece of history. They got beat. Forget about it.
It seems like an overreaction for the time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, today, you put the Gadsden flag up or the Betsy Ross flag and they'll run you out of town. But,
Trump.
Trump flag.
And I also had a brief stint in the Sea Scouts as well.
Sea Scouts?
Never
heard of them. There's a Sea Scouts?
Oh, yeah. They were cool because you get to go on boats and stuff and everything. Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, the Boy Scouts weren't for me.
Yeah. I used to send my son to Boy Scout camp so my wife and I could have the weekend.
Yeah.
But anyways, you know about the Eagle Scouts, right?
Yeah, sure.
Eagle Scouts, in order to
it's an elite level of Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
you do usually do a project and
do a
something
project.
to help the community.
They build a bench or whatever, and so there was this guy by the name of David Hahn, and he was a Michigan school board and set about to get his Eagle Scout badge. So you want to know what his project was?
What was this project? And by the way, these projects are fairly intensive. Then you have to do something somewhat significant.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Yep. He built a breeder reactor in his garden shed.
See, I don't know which is worse, flying a Nazi flag or building a reactor.
Having educated himself by reading one of our favorite books,
Popular Mechanics.
Yeah, see how good. Now that was a good response. I like that. You were right on key. Yeah.
Again, the options were limited.
But you did it good. In the Golden Book of Chemistry Experiments, he wrote off as certain Professor Hahn, and for technical advice. So he sent a little letter for technical advice. And
where did he get the reactor material?
I'm getting to it.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So he got whatever laboratory supplies from universities, hospitals, and other agencies. He also collected household smoke detectors and extracted the I can never say this word, Americum 24.
Smoke detectors have?
Yes, they have radiation in it. Yeah,
they have radiation?
Yeah, at least back then, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And also he he bought a antique Geiger counter in a thrift shop, and he bought some clocks, scraped off the radium. You know, clocks back in the day.
No, I didn't know.
You don't remember the radium in the clocks?
No,
I mean, the watches, the glow in the dark. That was radium.
that was radium.
Yeah. You don't remember that? Those wild clocks by your door, radium. I mean, by your bed, radium.
Didn't know that. No.
Really?
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know that? What do they call that stuff? Cobalt glass, the colored glass, has radium in it.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think I just ordered some cobalt for my fire pit. Cobalt glass. Could that be the same thing?
You'll find out.
Like fire glass?
Get a
things
Geiger
like that? Get a See, when you said that, my first reaction in my head was, I don't think I want to know. I don't think I'd own a Geiger counter because I don't think I want to know.
Okay.
I mean, it would be kind of fun to be messing around with a Geiger counter, but who the hell knows?
See, me, I'm an instrument guy, so yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So anyways, he scratched up all these things, and
he scratched together enough reactive material.
He flitched a tritium from gun sights, so gun sights had them at the time, and used a mixture of gumption, resource, and foolhardiness. He built a tiny reactor.
That's how America was built.
He built a tiny reactor in his garden shed.
I love this story.
Before he could design an on-off switch,
see,
he proceeded to radiate himself, the shed, in the neighborhood.
Call me crazy, but that might be the first thing I'd develop. An on-off switch.
In 1995, the Environmental Protection Agency stepped in wearing protective radiation-proof clothing. They found evidence that David knew what he was doing, and it was dangerous. And because the signs that he said caution radioactive. What? Oh yeah, he put a little signs up saying caution radioactive. Give him credit for that.
Sure.
Warning.
But you could just pass that off.
Cigarettes may kill you.
Yeah.
It puts it on the package.
But you could just pass that off as a kid putting a sign up. How did they know that there was radioactive material in the neighborhood?
Because it freaking glowed in the dark.
Did he get his Eagle Scout badge?
Yeah, evidently. So anyways, he radiated the whole neighborhood. And they went in and it ended up being one of those environmental sites.
Geez, I can't put a bourbon still in my shed. This kid was building radioactive reactors.
David ended up in the Navy, but the Navy wouldn't allow him to near any nuclear submarines.
Why? So he wasn't in the nuclear program?
No, he was already glowing in the dark. This kid got burnt on the radiation. You can look at his name, David Hahn.
My cousin's son, his youngest son, is a nuclear engineer for a submarine.
Yeah.
He's teaching now. He's not on patrol anymore. Met his wife, who was a nuclear engineer on the USS Truman in the nuclear program in the Navy. And it was funny because I was asking them because he had gone out in the same carrier group with the Truman. The sub was in part of the same carrier group. And I said, how often do they put husbands and wives in the same carrier group? And he said, there's 4 on my ship. There were 4 guys on a ship who were married to people who were in the carrier group.
Not right.
Not right. No.
Not right. Not right at all.
Yep.
So anyway, there you go. They called him the David Quixote of nuclear sheds.
Nuclear windmill.
Yeah.
I love it, though. I love that.
It's a true story. Absolutely true story.
I love the kid's pluck.
Yeah.
I do.
Make a nuclear breeder reactor.
Yeah.
I should find a way to shoot it off, though. Put that on my list.
What kid today would have the patience to be collecting nuclear material from gun sites?
You got to open it all up, rip all the stuff out of it.
Yeah.
And design it.
Yeah.
You shielded it with tinfoil.
Where do you get the money to get all this stuff, too?
I'm sure he's an enterprising little boy.
I guess.
Yeah.
But again, most teenagers, I know all my friends would have turned that into beer money or something.
But remember, he wanted his badge.
Yeah. I hope he got it. It doesn't say whether he got it or not.
I believe he did, but I'm not sure. To be honest with you, I'm not going to give false information.
The Boy Scouts threw you out for a Nazi flag. I don't know how they'd react to a guy building a nuclear reactor.
No sense of humor.
Yeah.
What do I know? I was going to put his picture up, but I don't have that control in my.
Oh, wait a second. What's his name?
David. Just put down Nuclear Boy. David Hahn. H-A-H-N. David Hahn. Yeah, if you look at him, he's very nuclear.
Let me see if I can find an image here.
I'm sure you can.
Oh my God.
Isn't he nuclear?
Let's see if I can.
Yeah, so good story. Looks like he's got his badge on. I can see his little thing there and his thing. So
this gives you an idea how the experiment went, though. This picture. Hang on, I'll get it.
yeah,
Let's see. There we go. There's this picture.
yeah.
So it looks like he had a little problem with the device too.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, is that a picture of the shed?
That's a picture of the shed.
Look at, he's got a little paper up there and everything else. He's a good guy.
I'm hoping he moved all the flammables, like the lighter fluid and stuff, away from the
Yeah, I see the butane
nuclear
there.
reactor.
I see the butane there.
Yeah.
Propane, excuse me.
Don't store your propane next to your nuclear
Is
reactor.
that drain cleaner next to it? Yeah, I got drain cleaner next to it. It's good. It's got a good,
Okay,
good collection.
so I liked the kid when I was telling the story.
Yeah.
And you look at the kid now, that's crazy. Look in his eyes. That's just a crazy
Well, if that would
individual,
happen to you, wouldn't you be a little
Yeah.
annoyed?
I suppose.
I mean, it seemed like a waste, though. You think like that type of brain would be, they'd put him in a nuclear program or somewhere anyways, or some corporation would hire him for somebody who's that freaking smart.
But to have that
To build a
kind of-
nuclear reactor in
yeah.
your shed?
to have that kind of brains, and by the way, it takes doggedness. I mean, he had to
Yeah.
learn how to do this, which was a considerable amount of
determined.
effort.
Must have been
He-
Polish.
Had to gather materials, things like that. So that's at least that's neurotic to an extent. He was driven to the point of neuroticism, if not whatever, if not autism. Who the hell knows what's going on? That guy, look in his eyes. He's crazy.
Maybe that's his mugshot. I don't know. Pictures, as I told you earlier, put the carcass in the tank. He looks terrible too. But I mean, he wasn't total. He was a skull and bones, wasn't he?
Dukakis? Was he the
I
skull
know
and bones?
Kerry was.
Bush was.
Yeah, Bush was. Kerry was.
Yeah.
I don't know if the carcass was or not.
Again, Bush, Harvard and Yale degrees. What do you
Yeah.
got?
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Anyway.
Yep.
Dukakis.
No, Kerry was skull and bones?
Oh yeah,
Really?
he had
That's
money.
disappointing. He had money before he married Heinz?
Heinz, yeah. I love Heinz ketchup too. Better than Hunt's. Sorry,
Really?
I feel so guilty when I use it.
So you've developed or noticed a preference between the two.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. The other one's a little blander. It's those 57 spices. Can you name them all?
No.
Nor do I want to.
No, yeah. Can you imagine what's in there?
So I couldn't sleep for crap last night, by the way.
Why? What happened?
2:30 in the morning. It's like, oh, and I finally get up and sometime during the night and turned on PBS, and they had some Korean doctor showing how to prevent aging.
Oh,
So,
what did he have for tips?
they had a lot of good tips actually. He said the worst agers are sugar, salt, and trans fats.
Okay.
Those are absolutely the worst. Free radicals. You know what free radicals are?
I know. Again, I know they exist. I couldn't explain.
Free
it.
radicals it's basically an electron that's missing.
Mhm.
Or wait a minute, it's a
A
particle that's missing one electron. So
Mm-hmm.
it goes and grabs an electron from somebody else, steals them,
Okay.
so it breaks it down basically. And your antioxidants have extras like, oh, here, take mine, take
Okay.
mine.
Yeah.
That's why antioxidants are good for you.
So trans fats, sugar, and salt.
Yeah, those are bad.
I
As
mean,
long-
you can't avoid sugar, but I think I'm pretty good at
Along
it.
with smoking,
No.
these are environmental, smoking, sun, even the sunblock, you need all the ones, not just the A, but to block the ultraviolet, but you also need the one to block the other one. Sunglasses supposed to wear in the car and stuff. Even in the car, the shields in the windshields do not block the ultraviolet B, which also causes
Hey,
aging.
I never wore sunglasses at all until like just a couple of years ago.
I never do.
Yeah.
All my life.
Well, yeah, you wear glasses. Like I wear glasses.
No. I only wore glasses later in life.
Okay.
I never wore glasses.
All right.
And I never wore sunglasses.
I got a pair of prescription sunglasses that were polarized, and these are the best things I own.
Yeah.
I love these things so much.
Steve loves them, and he bought me a couple of them, so I do have them, but I never wear them, to be honest with you. The only time I wear them if I'm going to the studio in East Bridgewater and I have to get on 495 and the sun is right there.
Yeah.
I'll flip them on, and that's it. It's the only time because they do help as far as that. Usually a hat will block out most of your sun, or the visor in the car. But anyway, so those are your bad things on it.
All right, I'll eat a bit of salt. I try to keep my sugar down. I don't even pay attention to trans fats, so I don't know what I'm doing there.
So the other thing is skin cells. You replace the skin cells every, I forget how it's every 4 to 6 weeks, I think it is. The older you get, it doesn't want to do it on you.
Yeah.
So what happens is they end up causing your aging too, is your wrinkles and everything else because they don't. So you have to exfoliate yourself. So there's 2 different kinds of chemical exfoliants. Or
what does the exfoliation do? It prompts the body.
It kills the dead. Releases the dead cells.
Yeah.
So what it does allows the good cells to go through and makes you look nicer and cleaner.
I don't wear sunblock either.
Yeah, I don't either. Which is bad. But anyway, so yeah, that's it was kind of a weird show. But they showed ways that you can use a homemade chemical exfoliant if you want. So peel.
What
basically.
could possibly go wrong?
It's really easy. Yeah. It's just orange juice, lemon juice, and baking soda.
Oh, okay.
And you take that and you put it on your skin at nighttime and peel yourself after 20 minutes.
So did you exfoliate yourself last night?
No, not quite. Or you can do a mechanical one, which is those things you go, like little massages.
Yep.
However, he said that you can also use, what you should use, in fact, was when you take a shower, is use one of those. How the hell do we get into this? Oh, well.
You were up at late last night.
Yeah, evidently.
This is how we get into everything.
We'll leave the last story for another time.
Yeah.
He says what you should get is one of those sponges that has the the scrubby on one side and the regular sponge on the other side.
Okay. Yeah.
You've seen those in the store, and use it for yourself. Use the sponge because the sponge loosens your skin and gets it off, the regular sponge.
Yep.
And then the tough spots like your elbows or the bottom of your feet or your heels or whatever, you use the other spot to do it, and it cleans up the crap.
Follow us for more beauty tips.
There you go. This is all free stuff, And then they listed some things that can actually help you reverse the process.
Okay, great.
Which are antioxidants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which are all your colored vegetables. Carrots, turnips.
Non-green.
A exception of kale and spinach.
Okay. Yeah.
Kale and spinach is good. They're good. They say kale's the wonder fruit, like spinach is too. They're both really good for you. I made steak Florentine. Oh,
did you?
Good. Steak and cheese wrapped in.
Yeah.
It's excellent. We had it with a mushroom and green bean
how'd you cook
risotto.
How'd you cook
Just the oven.
Roast them.
Yeah, came out good. Because you got to melt the cheese and everything, and you want it cooked well enough that it's good. But it came out. I don't see, now we're on food. Green tea is supposed to be good for you. I know that. Yeah. That's a real big thing. I'm trying to think of some of the other things that were listed in there.
Do you talk about omega-3s at all, like fish and that?
Oh yeah, I said stay away from the usual fat thingies.
Oh.
The other thing he said about if you're having sugar, for instance, say if you're going to have candy, he says have candy with nuts in it.
Oh.
Because the nuts balance the sugar.
Nice.
They give you, whatever. I don't know. I shouldn't stay up so late.
You didn't. You woke up in the middle of the night.
So
I'm surprised you didn't go find a cult movie or something.
No, I wasn't really want to stay up. I wanted to really sleep is what I wanted to do.
Well, that's how I got into Baywatch, because I didn't want to put 90 minutes into a movie.
Yeah.
I figured I can put 20 minutes into a.
That's why I like my Cleopatra 2025. It's like 20-minute episodes.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. But now I'm going to go find the monkeys.
Yeah, there you go. So, what's the story on the big balls? Oh, as we go out.
The big balls?
Yeah, the new Wipeout. Have you watched it?
I have watched it.
Did you like it?
I do like it. The sideline girl's pretty good. John Cena's pretty good. The other woman that with him is not that great.
Horrible. Yeah. Cena's not that good.
He's all right.
He's all right. I mean, still watch every Sunday. I watch it 4 or 5 o'clock. I watch the original one with the two Johns
Yep.
and the girl, and I never remember her name.
No, it isn't awful. And
It's
then
it's freaking great. The old one. How can you?
Oh, no, I know.
That's the problem. You're up here. You're never going to be up there unless they. I wonder why they couldn't get the old people back. Oh, it's like the
yeah,
reboots.
like what are they doing? I
The
mean, really?
reboots.
Yeah.
Like, what else?
You
could
think
they do?
they're busy?
I mean,
Why wouldn't they do
the
it?
banter is just so much
Yep.
better than the other one.
But the mazes are good. Some of the runs are good now. They're much better, much harder hits. Like some of these people get whaled. It's great.
I love some.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so I do have to go. Today's show is brought to you by Circles of Wisdom, 386 Merrimack Street, Methuen, Massachusetts, and the Gallant Messier Family Law Group, 15 High Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, and our very good friends on Ghost Chronicles Radio on Patreon. And we'll see you next time.
From ghoulies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night. Deliver us, good Lord.